I am LightPower26 from the Lapis Labs, and today you may expect me to be doing some sort of mod review or something of the sort. Well, today I'm not going to be doing that. I am actually going to be doing a server tutorial. It's on a type of server called, well, two types of servers called BungeeCord and Spigot. Now, what BungeeCord is it is a, it's like a little program that runs using Java, and you have to have Java 7 or above. Now, with Macintosh users, whenever you get Minecraft, it says that you need Java 6. Well, when you get Java 7, it doesn't work. It just still doesn't work, even though it's a newer version of Java. What you do is you just install both versions of Java, Java 6 and Java 7. Well, I'm going to show you how to set up your BungeeCord server and all that stuff. So what I did is, since I'm a Macintosh user and I can't get Notepad++, I got a thing called Sublime Text 2. Now I will give you a link to that program in the description, but for now, and as well as the BungeeCord server and the Spigot servers. Now I wouldn't recommend getting the 1.8 versions because those are in development and they are very buggy at the moment. So I just went ahead and got 1.7.10. which most of the plugins I get are only compatible with 1.7.10. So let's go right in, and I'm going to show you how this all works. So I have this whole thing here. It shows all sorts of stuff. So what we're going to focus on right now is just these files up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to BungeeCord, and it's going to show all this. Let me clean it up. That looks better. This is the BungeeCord jar. all you have to do is download this and it'll be perfectly good. And the plugins, these aren't where you put your plugins. This is just plugins for BungeeCord. I don't have any plugins for BungeeCord. I'm a beginner user, but I know how to set everything up so far. These are the modules. I don't think you want to really mess with any of this unless you are good at JavaScript. And there is a config file. I'm going to open that with Sublime. And it's going to show this. Just open this up in a new space. Now, I'm not sure if you could see that or not, but I'm just going to make it bigger like this. This is a YML file, and it doesn't like tabs. So whenever you do a tab, Sublime will just replace it with a few spaces. So in here, there's a groups up here, and you can put in your username, so that way you can have all the permissions of a admin. And you can also add other people, like let's add Papa Ganza, and he will have the admin permissions. Or you could add a new one, and like Creeper Slayer 80, and I'll call it Nobody. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm just giving you an example. So where I'm getting all of these permissions things is down here. You see where it says permissions? It has a default, which is like everyone has default. Don't change this name, otherwise everyone will get no permissions, and you have to keep putting in permissions for everyone for that group. So just leave it as default. And what this does is, what this permission node right here does is it allows the person with the default class to use the /server command, /server command like that. And what that does is it allows the user to switch between different servers. And this is the command list. It shows, or this is the permission node for the server list. So like you can say /server and no server at the end, and it will show all the lists that you can join, and it will also show the server that you're currently on, so you kind of want to keep this. And what this is it's the find command. It's the permission node. I put this in because if someone wants to find a friend and they have no idea where they are, because the chat is all local to the server. It doesn't go global throughout all the BungeeCord servers. It has to go through the one server that the person is on. So what I use the BungeeCord command find node. And what this allows is it allows the user to use the, I think it's /find, and they can put in a username to find your friend or some admin or something, and then they can join that server. And the admin, what this does is the alert. It sends a message throughout all the BungeeCord servers. So it's pretty useful for shoutouts and stuff. Now, what this is it practically just stops all the servers the proper way. You'll still have to use stop in the command of each server that you open, but this ends the BungeeCord, which ultimately disconnects everyone from all the servers. Now, what this does is I think it gives out your IP. It shows your IP address or IPv4 or something. I'm not entirely sure. I forgot what it was, but what this does is it reloads BungeeCord. It's not the best idea because if you reload it after you've changed permissions, it doesn't really do much. You have to end the server anyway and bring it back up. And what this does is I think it can send people with this node. Whoever has this node can send other players to the server that they specify. And this is the listeners. You may notice it says max players is 1. Well, that's a fake one. That's what shows up in Minecraft. So I'm gonna have it, I don't know, 20. And up here is the actual player limit. If you have it at -1, that means an infinite amount of players can come and join this BungeeCord server. So it's pretty useful. And this is the fallback server. I'm setting it to the lobby. I will show you what this does. And this is my IPv4 address, so that way people can locally connect. And it might look like something like this. Like this will be what's up there at first. That will listen for all the addresses that are connected to your computer. I have trouble with this when a person next to me wants to connect to my BungeeCord server. So what I do is on Macintosh, you go to System Preferences, you go to Network, and it will load, and then it will show your IPv4 address right here, and then you just punch that in right here. So like 192.168.1.3, that's mine. However, for Windows users, you have to go and get commands, which for me it's terminal. I'm just going to show it like this. And when I put in ipconfig, it'll show this whole list of stuff. You want to find IPv4, and it will show your IPv4 address, and you just put that in. Now, if you are on a laptop, or you turn off and turn on your Wi-Fi a lot, it'll most likely change a lot. So, yeah, let's see. You want to always have this true for whenever someone next to you wants to join or something. And the ping pass-through, I'm not entirely sure what that is, but I can put a link in the description for the wiki for BungeeCord. This is the tab list. Like when you hold down tab, it shows all the players. This will show everyone's ping. It'll also show everyone that's on the server. Now, if you put it to global, it just has everyone on the server, but without the ping. Now, if you have it on local, I think it's local. It will just have everyone that's on the current server that you're on right now. Now, the default server is the lobby. And again, I will show you how to set all that and stuff. Forced host. This is like something if you have a domain right here, and you can see like let's say you have a domain for a certain server. Like let's say it was lobby.lapislabsserver.com. And now I'd set that to lobby. Or I could change this to creative, and it would go to creative. What this does is it will, whoever uses that domain will go to the server that is after the colon. So right here is the tab size. I'm just going to keep that 60 to prevent a huge tab list that completely covers your screen. Which it already covers our screen, but I don't want it to overload the screen, basically. And the forced default server, what this does is whenever someone joins, they are forced to go to the default server, which is right now the lobby. So, if you have the forced host thing, like with the domains, I would recommend keeping this at false. But, if not, just set it to true, and it will just automatically go to everything, to the lobby, always. No matter if they use any of the forced hosts. The MOTD is what will show up in the multiplayer section, and I just have another Bungie server because I just didn't bother changing it. And I don't really use query, so I just keep that false. And query port you want to keep as the same port that's up here. Now you can change the port to the default Minecraft, which is 25565. I'll also have to show you why I changed the port to all that stuff. And the timeout is, I think, like how many milliseconds. If it goes way too, if it goes, let's see, 30,000 milliseconds behind, it automatically just closes down everything, and it comes up with an error as the connection timed out and stuff. Connection throttle, just keep it as that. It's security reasons. Alright, finally, this is the good stuff. This is servers. Now, I have 2 servers so far. I'm going to have a survival or other stuff, but right now I just have 2 test servers. I have the lobby, and it will show address. So it says localhost 25565. Now, when it has localhost, it means that the server is running on this computer. However, if you have the server running on another computer, you put in the IPv4 of that computer into here, and it will connect to that computer, and it will start running everything. And restricted is like if you have to pay to go to that server or something. But I'm just going to keep that false, because why restrict people from going to the lobby? Now, the MOTD is in case somehow someone gets to the server goes past BungeeCord and just directly connects to the server. Creative is set up the same way, except for it has a different port. Now, you always want to have a different port. Otherwise, it will get confused and try to connect you to all the same server, I think. Or it will just connect you to the first server that finds it with a port. And, IP4, you want to set that to true. And you also want online mode to be true. Now, I'm going to show you a little something, like, if I wanted to create another server, I would call it, like, something, I'm trying to make it lowercase to prevent confusion. I'm going to call it test server. And you add a colon, and you just hit space, or enter, and you hit tab, and you say address, colon, I'm going to say localhost 25575. That should be good. And you can say restricted true, and MOTD, what you doing? This is restricted. So yeah, that's practically just how you make it. You just have an MOTD, and you set the restricted, and you also set the address, which all you really have to change is the port, unless you have the server on an entirely another computer. Now, in order for a BungeeCord to work, you have to have a type of server called Spigot. Now, what Spigot is it's like a rewrite of Craft Bukkit, and I believe it came out along with Craft Bukkit or after a while after Craft Bukkit or something. I'm not entirely sure. However, it's pretty good. It reduces a lot of lag, and it's pretty smooth. And most Craft Bukkit plugins will work with Spigot. I have heard that this guy's craft has problems with Spigot. However, I don't use this guy's craft, so I don't know. You have to find out for yourself. So I'm pretty sure this is all for the config. Yeah, so I'm just gonna X this out and save it. And now let's go to the server that we want to change. Like let's go to the lobby server. Go to the lobby server. Now clean up my name. Now I'm gonna have the code for starting up the spigot.jar in the description. I have all the startup stuff over in here, so that way I don't have to go into each folder and just double-click, go back, double-click. I can just double-click, double-click, double-click. And, so yeah. What you'll want to do is you'll want to go into the spigot.yml. And I'm going to open that with Sublime again. And in here, you want to make sure that BungeeCord is true. If you have this to false, when you connect, it will error and it will kick you off because it says that it's connected to BungeeCord. And you need to have this set to true. Otherwise, it will just go crazy and nothing will work. And also, we want to go to the server.properties. I'm going to open that with Sublime. And you can have the properties however you want. However, you have to change the server IP if the server is on the same computer to 127.0.0.1. That is your local IP. Do not worry. Only you can connect to the server using that IP. And the port, you want to make it different from the BungeeCord and all the other servers. Because if you have it the same, it will create confusion, as I've said before. I want online mode to be false for security reasons. If you have it set to true, it may glitch out. So, yeah, you can have all the settings, but you always want to make sure that these settings are all the same. Other than the server port, you can change the server port. Like, let me show you in Creative. When I go to my server.properties, Sublime, it says that the port is 25570. Now, make sure that port is the same as the one in the BungeeCord config. When I open it up here, it shows that the port, where is it? Okay, so the lobby was 25565. You want to make sure this is 25565. And the creative was 25570. Make sure this is 25570. Now, when someone next to you connects, they use your IPv address plus the colon and then the port that you have BungeeCord set up on, like 25577 right here. And so yeah, you can set the port to mostly everything. If you open it up to some common ports, like I don't know, 80 around there, it could cause security issues, like people could hack into your computer and such. So yeah, that should be all for the config. Now, all you really need to do when you start up your server is, let me make sure terminal was quit out. Okay, good. You start up Bungie, and it will show this. And it'll have all this junk, and it will say, warning, forced host server PvP is not defined. So, that's the forced host thing, but since it can't find a PvP, it errors, so that's no big deal for right now, because we don't have a forced host. And it's going to discover a whole bunch of modules, apparently. And it's enabled the version of 1.7. And it's now listening on my IPv address with the port. And now I'm going to go back, and I'm going to open up Creative. This will come up. I'm going to open up the lobby. This will come up. It'll load. It takes about 10 seconds for it to start working. Okay, everything's going good. So far it has loaded. I'm on 1.7.10. I'm on my modded area with the light loader. So I'm going to go to multiplayer. I'm going to put in my IPv address, because if I put in localhost, actually no, if I put in localhost like this, it may do something strange. Yeah, it's going to show the one of these servers. Let's see, which one is it? It's going to show the lobby server, I believe this is. Yeah, this is the lobby server. And so yeah, this will only happen to you. Only you. If someone else tries to connect, they won't be able to connect behind BungeeCord, because offline mode is false on there, or online mode is false on there. And IP address is also 127.0.0.1, which is what localhost runs off. And if I change it to 25577, it should. Nah, I don't know why. So yeah, just put in your IPv address, like 192.168.1.3 I just hit cancel. Let me try that again. 25577. Now I'm gonna refresh. And it says lobby, just another BungeeCord forced host. That's because it's it says that it's connecting to BungeeCord, and it's showing the MOTD of the lobby. So yeah, I'm guessing that you would just want all the MOTDs to be the same. And unless you have the forced host, you can change the MOTDs there. MOTD means messages of the day, by the way. And if you join, it will say logging in. Just gonna minimize this. Okay, now we're gonna go back here. I need to fix my controls. Oh, I'll do that later. I'm gonna set the time to 0, so that way I can actually see. So yeah, this is the lobby. It's practically nothing. So this is all it really is. It's just a whole savanna and a desert. There's a lot of savannas in 1.7. Not to mention 1.8 as well. So yeah, if I say server, it'll say you're currently connected to the lobby. You may connect to the following servers at this time: creative or lobby. Now, if I say Bungie, I think it's Bungie. Yeah, it will show the BungeeCord version. And let's see. I'm gonna turn down that music a bit. That's better. Alright. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna see permissions. No? I forgot what it was. It was I don't know. Let's see if I say help. No? Okay. So right now I'm gonna have, let's see. I'm gonna say alert help. And just send an alert through the whole system, the whole BungeeCord servers and stuff. So now if I say /server server creative, it connects me to creative, which is a different time. I'm not authorized to set the time. Yay, that's better. Okay, so you can see this is creative, and it's the same world because really I just copied the whole server and called it creative. So yeah, I guess this is just about all you will need to know. I'm going to show you how to connect using another computer to your BungeeCord server. Well, actually, no, I don't really have to show you. You just do the same thing. You put in your IPv4 address with the port, not localhost, but with the port that you've set, and then they'll connect, and it should show everyone on the same server. And you can see it shows my ping next to my name. That's because we have the global ping thing. So yeah, I hope this tutorial was helpful, and I will most likely be making more server tutorials as I learn more about them. So I guess I will end this video right now. I almost forgot something. If you want to stop the server... Oh yeah, I just had a little glitch there. If you want to stop the server in the game, you can, if you... See, let's go to server. Let's make sure we're on creative. Okay, we're going... I'm going to stop the server, and it'll say connection's lost. Now, the lobby's still open, so we're good. And, you can stop the server on here, or you can end it. I'd much rather end it right here. So, if I say /end, it will say connection lost again. And if I go... Okay, so now I have my terminal for the lobby. If you have to do this after you end the BungeeCord. You have to hit stop on every server. And it will stop. When you have the BungeeCord thing all set up, you have to start up every server for it to work correctly. Let me clarify one thing. BungeeCord is not a plugin. I repeat, BungeeCord is not a plugin. I've been getting a lot of... I've been confused with it. Many other people have been confused with it. People on the Spigot forums have been confused with it. Do not get it confused. BungeeCord is a server type. It is not a plugin. I repeat, once again, it is not a plugin. Thanks for watching.